This video contains accident scene footage which may upset some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. The ATSB has released its final report into the loss of control and collision with terrain involving an amateur-built Morgan Cougar Mk1 near Sale in Victoria. On the 16th of November 2024, the VH registered aircraft with a pilot and 2 passengers on board took off from West Sale Airport for a local area flight. After departure, the aircraft tracked north of the airport to the town of Mafra, where the aircraft made a series of turns overhead the town. The aircraft then tracked towards Tinamba West, where it conducted a right-hand turn overhead a property belonging to the relatives of those on board the aircraft. It then commenced a series of left-hand orbits to the southeast of the property over open paddocks. A CCTV camera located near the accident site captured the aircraft entering a left turn while starting a third orbit at a lower airspeed and height than the previous orbits. During the turn, the angle of bank increased to a steep turn attitude before the nose of the aircraft pitched down and descended behind the trees. The aircraft collided with terrain. Tragically, the 3 occupants on board were all fatally injured. Investigator in charge, Leith Sherwin, said the aircraft was found to have design deficiencies, which contributed to the severity of the occupants' injuries.
These design deficiencies included a lack of energy attenuation in the landing gear and seating, and the installation of a fuel tank between the engine and instrument panel that ruptured and caused the post-crash fire. The location of the main fuel tank in proximity to the occupants and the engine as a potential ignition source in an accident was a hazardous design feature. In addition, it was likely that car seat belts were fitted and the front seat belts failed in the accident, which resulted in the front seat occupants being ejected from their seats. The pilot held a CASA-issued recreational pilot licence that was granted in recognition of holding a recreational pilot certificate with RAAus. The pilot had a reported history of conducting steep turns at low heights and on occasions at low speeds. The accident aircraft was purchased less than 2 weeks before the accident, and consequently the pilot had low flying hours in the aircraft and had not received any transition training. The lack of transition training meant it was likely that the pilot was not aware of the stall characteristics of the aircraft and that it might depart controlled flight in an abrupt and unexpected manner.
ATSB Chief Commissioner Angus Mitchell said a review of the pilot's examination history from their attempt to upgrade to a senior instructor through an RAAus training school revealed several errors in the theory of aerodynamic stalling was found in the pilot's exam papers.
Flight training schools' irregular practices in both examination and instruction, which we certainly uncovered when we analysed the training documentation of the school, contributed to the pilot's likely knowledge deficiencies in some of the fundamental aspects required to manage an aircraft's airspeed and energy. And this training deficiency really went unchecked, as the overarching Australian recreational aviation examination system didn't have sufficient controls in place that were likely to identify or to address the issues that we subsequently found at the school. However, I will say that when the school's instructional deficiencies were found by the recreational aviation body, which incidentally happened prior to the accident, they took action. This included issuing a suspension notice against the school's chief flying instructor, which ultimately led to the closure of the school. And then post the accident, all the certificates of the school's pilot graduates were suspended due to potential critical knowledge gaps as a result of their training.
While many people had attempted to counsel the pilot on their risky flying behaviour, there was no evidence that any of these incidents were reported to authorities, and the counselling efforts were ultimately unsuccessful in arresting this behaviour.
The ATSB has long advocated for witnesses, particularly those within the aviation industry who know when something's not right, to report concerns regarding unsafe behaviours. Now, this can be to the local flying club, through the ATSB confidential reporting system, or directly to CASA, the regulator. Equally, RAAus has a published process for managing such reports. But basically, if you see something, report it and prevent it.
You can read the final report on the ATSB's website by searching AO-2024-058 from the link in the description below or from the link in our bio.